Hey guys, Dr. Dave here with another Hack Existence video. Today we're going to be installing pfBlockerNG to help enhance our management of our firewall with some rules lists. So let's go ahead and get started. First, we go to System, then to Package Manager. Then we type in pfBlockerNG and install the package. Okay, now the package is installed successfully, so let's go ahead and go to Firewall, and you'll see pfBlockerNG on your menu. Now under the General Settings tab, there are a few settings we want to enable, so let's go ahead and start pfBlockerNG. We also want deduplication for our deny lists, as well as CIDR aggregation. This will help make sure that any duplicate IPs we have are merged, and that if it's a range band, we can minimize it down to one entry instead of multiple IP addresses in there individually. Then the last state we want to check is kill states, so that we will have our block IP lists update and clear. So go ahead and click Save. So now that that's in place, go ahead and go to IP version 4. Now what we're going to do here is enter these specialized block lists that you see in the text file on the left side and enable those to help us manage our firewall better. So let's go ahead and click Add. So let's do binary defense first. So this will be the binary defense list, and what it will do is provide a band list of IPs for us. So just enter that into the description field. And then we need to copy the link into the list and then give it a label. Now for the list action, we want to choose deny both. So this means inbound and outbound will be blocked. We want the update frequency to be every hour and leave the rest alone. Then we'll go ahead and save this. Now we will repeat this process for the remaining items in the text file. So let's go ahead and do emerging threats. So these two lists are for IPs to be blocked by the firewall, in addition to IPs that have been identified as potentially compromised, and thus providing protection against zombies and other things on the internet that may give you grief. And again, we will change the settings to deny both and every hour and save. Now before we do that, you also have the option to group them in to logical blocks. I like to group my lists by the group that puts the list together. So in this case, we can go ahead and add the second set in and then save that, and it'll work just the same as if we had originally made them each an individual list. Now we'll add the fire HOL. Now what these lists provide is IP addresses you want to block from accessing your firewall. And now this last group is unique in that these rules are designed to block trackers online when you're browsing and advertisements. So these are a little bit different than the other three that we previously entered. So this is just an option you can choose to have. If you don't like ads and tracking, you can disable them. These two lists are good basic examples of how the functionality of these block lists work. Okay, so now that we've created our lists, let's go ahead and perform the update and fetch these lists. So go ahead and click Run. And what you'll see executing in the window beneath here is it's fetching the lists and it's performing that deduplication and CIDR aggregation for us. Now you can see it produced a final table of IPs to block, and our hard limit is 2 million, and we currently have around 100,000 that we're blocking. So everything looks good, And now we can go back to our main page, and we can see all of our rule sets in place. And as they perform actions, we will see the blocks come up. So let's just go ahead and test one out right now, and we'll go ahead and do that just to make sure that it's working properly. So go ahead and go to pfBlocker under Firewall and then Alerts, and you can see that our lists are producing hits. So immediately we already have some things on the Fire HOL list that are showing up that are being blocked. Okay, and we can see here that the rule sets are performing blocks, and it looks like pfBlockerNG is running just as we'd like. Thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for the next video.